So here we have the box to the Infinix Zero 8, and I quite like the way Infinix has done this. I like the design. It's got a silver tone to it, and it's looking quite good. So it's been a while we saw an Infinix Zero phone. I think the last model that was released was the Infinix Zero 6, but here Infinix has released the Zero 8. And from all the indications, they've taken things a notch up. So I'm just going to go through some of the specs that we have here on the device. So we have 128 gigabytes internal storage plus 8 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with a Helio G90T processor. This is a gaming centric processor, meaning that it's going to handle a lot of the things that you throw on this phone with ease. It comes with GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It's got a 4500 mAh battery. You've got a 6.85 Full HD plus 90Hz smooth display. You've got a resolution of 2460 by 1080p pixels. And you've got a rear camera setup of 64 megapixel main, an 8 megapixel wide, a 2 megapixel depth sensing, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. You've also got quad flashlights at the rear of that device. For the front cameras, you've got a 48 megapixel and 8 megapixel dual flashlight camera setup on the front of this device. So from all the indications, what we can see here, it seems like Infinix has finally listened to what a lot of the people, a lot of the fans have been saying. And if you've seen a lot of my previous videos, I've talked about a lot of these things. Take off a micro USB port, introduce better screen technology, and also introduce a faster screen refresh rate. And Infinix has listened. They've put a really good chip in this phone, and well, let's unbox and see what we have in the box here. So guys, I literally got this device at 3 p.m. today, and I'm just making this review a real quick one because I wanted this video to go out real fast. So I'm not going to do any camera reviews in this video. That will come in my later video. So I'm just going to set this aside and let's take a look at what we have in the box as well. So there's a first compartment here that showcases a couple of the things that come in the box. So we have a charger, we have a pair of earphones, we have a charging brick, and then we have a TPU case. So let's see what we have in this first compartment. We have that SIM ejector tool. We have a flimsy screen protector. Nice that they included this. And then we have some stickers from Infinix. So here you have that TPU case. It's a typical rubber case with all the necessary cutouts. And then we have that pair of earphones in a unique shape. We'll be taking a look at this later as well. Further in the box, we have the charging cable. It's a USB-C charging cable. And then the last item in the box is a really huge 33-watt charger. This is a fast charger that's come in the box. So this is another good thing Infinix has included in the Zero 8 package. Now I'm beginning to like this phone, and I'm beginning to like the way things are going. So let's take a look at the phone quickly. We're going to set aside all these other things and then get into the phone. Wow, and this looks super cool. I hope my camera is doing this thing justice. I mean, it looks so good, feels so compact in my hands, and it's also got some heft to it. So to the right of the device, we've got the power button and the volume rocker, and that power button is recessed and also serves as your fingerprint reader. To the top, we have nothing. To the left of the device, we have that SIM tray that contains dual nano SIMs and a micro SD card expansion slot. And to the bottom, we have a 3.5mm headphone port. You have your microphone, you have your USB-C charging port, and you have your speaker grills over there. To the back, you have that quad camera array setup, and this is a unique style that Infinix has come up with. It's kind of like a rhombus or a diamond, whatever you choose to call it, but it looks quite good, and I like the way it looks here. And you've got this two-tone diamond shaped pattern here. Well, it feels like it's a plastic back we have on the device here, but that's not a bad thing at all. I still feel like this device feels solid in hand. Alright, so up front we have the speaker grill embedded right at the top of the phone over there, and then we have that dual camera setup with the peel cutout, and you can see how huge the screen is. It's a 6.83 inch IPS LCD panel, and it looks good. So I'm going to set this up and I'll be back. So let me just quickly try out the case, the included case here, and see how it fits. And yes, it does fit very snugly. Okay guys, so I've thrown in my details and I've been using this for about 45 minutes now. And guys, let me just put this out there. Infinix has finally listened. This phone is now up to par to what we've always wanted from Infinix. I mean, they've really raised the bar here. The software experience in here is particularly now very good. So the side panel you normally have on iOS, you can now summon that by swiping from the side of the screen and holding and just letting go, and then you can see that shortcut panel by the left, or you can also summon it from the right. Just swipe anywhere there and you can see that panel comes up. That's really very cool. So there's also this subtle little feature where if you go into recent apps, so if you swipe up and hold, the card you're currently looking at is the card in focus, but every other card just beside it is a bit transparent. All these things just make it really very enjoyable to use. And thanks to the Helio G90T, this phone now feels really very fast. I mean, every app I just open responds without me having to wait, without having any stutters. And I'm really very impressed with what Infinix has done with the software here. If we head into the settings here, I mean, you can see that Infinix has changed up the way things look in the settings page, and this is just looking really very good. It's very clean. I like the icons that they've used. They're very minimalist and they look very clean as well. So these are some of the few things that Infinix has added to make this phone really good. And then for biometrics, I mean, the fingerprint, the side-mounted fingerprint reader that Infinix has put in here is super fast. Let me just show you what it looks like. I'm going to turn this off, and 1, 2, 3. You can see that. I mean, it's very fast and very snappy and accurate. Like, every time I hit it, I get into the phone. I mean, I'm really very impressed. So let's try out the face unlock feature right now to see how fast it works here as well. So I'm just going to do this here. And you can see that I'm looking at it from behind the camera. And that is pretty fast. And from the distance I'm looking at it, I mean, it gets it every time. So I'm really impressed with the little updates and the little refinements that Infinix has put in here. We now have a USB Type-C charging port. We still have a 3.5mm headphone port. We now have a smooth 90 Hz display. Let me just show you that we are actually running on 90 Hz, and everything just looks really very smooth in here. So I'm just going to come in here, and you can see the screen refresh rate here is set to 90 Hz. That makes the device feel super smooth. Not as smooth as what you have on the 120 Hz displays phones that I've been using, but nonetheless, it makes it much better than a 60 Hz display. Taking a look at some of the pictures that I've taken, I must say that the pictures actually look very decent. Again, I'm not going to be doing the camera test in this video. I just want to put this out, put the unboxing out there so you can see what you're getting in this device. Alright guys, that was my unboxing and quick look at the Infinix Zero 8. I feel like Infinix has raised the game here and they've improved on things that people have been complaining about over the years. They've included the Type-C port, there's a headphone jack, we have a 90 Hz 1080p display, there's a dual camera setup in the front of this display. We've got a 4500 mAh battery in this one with 33 watts fast charger included in the box. You have 128 gigabytes of internal storage here and 8 gigabytes of RAM, and that storage is expandable to 512 gigabytes using an SD card. You've also got the Helio G90T gaming centric processor in this device for very smooth and very fast performance on the device. So I really think that Infinix has done a good job with this one. But however, if you're interested in purchasing this device, I would advise you go into a store, pick it up, play with it for yourself and see if it's something you like. Personally, I feel like this is a good device for anyone who chooses to pick it up. It's going to cost in the range of about $250. Now that's about 130,000 naira. So if you're picking this one up, just know that that's what you'll be budgeting for this device. Overall, I like the UI. They've cleaned up a lot of things. They've made it smoother. The one downside I still don't like here is that Infinix still packs a lot of bloatware on their phones, and I think that should stop. Once Infinix gets that right, I feel like everyone will be happy with your phone. Guys, if you like this video and if you want to know more about the Infinix Zero 8, do hit me down in the comment section of this video. Leave your questions there and ask me anything, and I'll get back to as much of them as I can. If you want to see my review on the cameras on this device, stay tuned for the next few days and I'll be putting up a camera test on this device. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.